Hey there and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to talk about my favorite Bala products and we're going to rank them from best to worst, or my favorite products versus the products that I could kind of do without or that I don't use quite as often. If you've seen my videos around before, you might know that I have some full-length reviews on Bala products, or the ones that I love in particular or thought were unique. But without a doubt, many of you in the comments have let me know, and I definitely agree with you as well, that Bala has some expensive products. So today we're going to talk about what products I would recommend the most if you have a limited budget and you want to get just the best things and not waste space in your home, which I totally understand. If you're interested in full-length reviews on any of these products, I will link to them below. And if you have any requests for me to do in the future, I'd be glad to do that. But let's get into ranking Bala products from best to worst. Okay, so I would say without a doubt, my absolute favorite underrated Bala product is the Bala Beam. I'm still kind of shocked that this isn't more of like a craze or more of like a popular thing in the fitness community. That's why I decided to do a review on it. You know, it's not as crazy popular just yet, but I really do think it's an up and coming thing. The Bala Beam is a 15-pound weighted barbell, and they actually have, I think, a 25-pounder now too, which was a highly requested thing in the Bala community, which I don't have yet, but let me know if you have one in the comment section below and what you think of it. But the Bala Beam is a really easy way to do deadlift type activities and like other things like, you know, squats with the barbell on your shoulders. So many cool things that you can do with a barbell in the comfort of your own home. And of course, you know, you could own a barbell of your own at home, but like the elephant in the room with that is that it's such a huge thing and it wastes a lot of space. And if you're anything like me, space is definitely something that you cherish and you don't want to waste it if you don't have to. So I love the Bala Beam because I think it's so functional, and I really use it a ton for like strength workouts and even like mixing up Pilates with weighted activity. Really easy to use, really fun, and now they have it in a bunch of different colors. I'm super jealous. I wish I got the blue one. Now they have the 15-pounder in the blue color, which I'm so mad about that I didn't get, but it's a great product and it's only $100, which I do think is an investment, but I think it's actually one of the more affordable products for the Bala line in terms of like the use that you can get out of it and what it replaces in your home. Now, I had to rearrange my order because I recently got a new Bala product and now it is higher on my list, so I had to like shift everything around. Fun. But my second favorite Bala product is the Bala foam roller. I named this as my second favorite because I tend to gravitate towards using it as like one of my top things that I have. That's one of the things that I gravitate towards the most. And if you are someone who does a lot of strength training, most likely you are going to need a foam roller at some point or another. And I wasn't quite sure when I saw this foam roller on their website if it was going to be anything like that special. I thought, okay, maybe it's just like, you know, maybe it's just a foam roller that they're charging $40 for, like who knows. But the foam roller has kind of a unique design to it. They have a little indent in the middle of the foam roller to kind of make room for your spine, so you're not like rolling out your spine, and you're really targeting the muscles on your back and your shoulders. Sorry, something on my nose. So this is another thing that I would highly recommend because I'm really picky with foam rollers, and I do have several different types of foam rollers. I think there are different types of foam rollers for different people, and you know, like some people like the foam rollers that are really rough, and then some people like the foam rollers that are more gentle, and then sometimes, you know, you as a person just want a different type of experience with the foam roller, because sometimes I want it really gentle and sometimes I want it really rough. Okay, we're gonna move on from that. So I highly recommend the foam roller. It's a really good density of a foam roller, so it's not too light, but it's also not like incredibly like heavy like some of, I have another foam roller that's really like rigid and it has bumps in it, and it'll get the job done, but it's painful. This one is like a good healthy medium between like a light foam roller and a really intense foam roller that's gonna like murder your back. It's that good healthy in between. Highly recommend. Number 3 is the Bala Ring, and I would have to say my favorites are the 8-pound and the 10-pound. I actually have the 8-pounder with me, so it's really versatile in terms of like you can use it for replacement for a dumbbell. You can also use it as a replacement for a kettlebell, and it's a lot more ergonomic than a typical kettlebell. Really soft silicone, just like the Bala Beam and the Bala bars. I have the 5-pound, 8-pound, and 10-pound, and I definitely reach for the 8 to 10-pound more often, and probably the 8-pounder most often. And here's why. The smaller one I feel like is a little too lightweight for me. I don't gravitate towards it too much unless I'm doing like gentle yoga or something like that. That is when I'd use the smaller one. The 8-pound I use as a replacement for a kettlebell, and I also do the same thing with the 10-pounder, but the thing with the 10-pounder is that it's a little more like wide because they all kind of like stack into each other if you have all the sizes. The heavier it gets, the wider the circle gets, and I kind of have a little bit of an issue with that because of grip and because of like if you're doing things like kettlebell swings, then you're getting like, you're hitting the floor with it, which is not ideal. I tend to not like the bigger one quite as much. I think the 8-pounder is the perfect size, but that's just my beef with it. But I definitely think it is a great replacement for a kettlebell. And if you want the full review, I will link it in the description box below. But that is my take on the Power Rings. Really functional, but medium weight is best. All right, next up we have the Bala bars, and this is probably like a slightly less popular piece that Bala has. They're replacements for, ooh, mine are dirty. Real cute, Katie, real cute. So the Bala bars, and I have them on my lap right now, they have dust collected on. Things that people tell you about Colorado is the snow, but really what they don't tell you is the freaking wind and the dust. I mean, I also don't have air conditioning in this house because, you know, in Colorado, you don't always need air conditioning, at least not in the mountains. But they don't tell you about the dust. The dust. The Bala bars are 3-pound weighted bars made with the same silicone as the Bala Beam and the Bala Power Ring. Sorry, there's too many different like words that sound similar. But the Bala bars are really good for power yoga or Pilates or something like that, where you're doing a lot of repetitive motions, but you're not necessarily building strength with them. These definitely aren't gonna get you like huge gains, if you know what I mean. They are really cute and functional to use for, I think power yoga is where I really use them. To be honest, I don't use them as much as I would like. And I also have 3-pound weights that are just regular dumbbells that I also use. So they just don't get as much use as I would like, especially for the price, which is about $55, which looking back, I don't know how I justified that. But the thing I like about these is that even though they are 3 pounds, the fact that they are just such a strange and unique design for a dumbbell, they actually feel a lot more close to probably like 4 or 5 pounds versus 3 pounds. It probably has to do with the weight distribution of it. Functional if you are a yogi, but otherwise I might just stick with 3-pound weights. They're definitely not worth 55. I think the price should be lower than that. But I'm a sucker, so I guess I fell for the marketing. Now, number 5 on my list, which many of you might be surprised about, is the Bala Bangles. Now, this is probably Bala's most popular thing on their website. And I mean, I get it, but I also am not like a huge ankle weight type person. Ankle weights are fine and I don't have any issues with them, but they're just not my most favorite thing to use. I really prefer like, you know, the 8 to 15-pound weights, and just using heavier weights and doing at-home workouts and stuff like power yoga. Like those are my top 2 things, is strength training, power yoga. The thing I will say with the Bala Bangles is that while they are super cute and they're probably my favorite ankle weights, I have had some issues with if I'm in shorts or something where I don't have like, you know, a layer in between me and the dumbbell, like leggings, then they can rub really hard against my ankle, and they have caused, I can compare it to like rug burn on my ankle. So I have had that happen. I probably shouldn't be wearing shorts with the Bala Bangles, but that is kind of my issue. I wish the strap was a little more like built to be softer and more gentle. But again, maybe I should just be wearing them with leggings, but at the same time, I see people wearing them on their wrists all the time. So they're not necessarily designed to just be worn, you know, with leggings in between. So that is my only complaint. I would love to see that corrected in the future, and that's my only complaint about the Bala Bangles. But ankle weights are not my fave, but they are worth getting, and they are also a lot more expensive than my other ankle weights. I have the Tone It Up ankle weights, which are like half the price as the Bala Bangles, also half as cute, but take that for what you will. And then number 6 on the list, or my least favorite thing, and I kind of already alluded to it earlier in the video, is the small Bala ring. It comes in the set of rings. If you get the set of 5, 8, and 10-pound weights, it's just not as functional as the other sizes. It's a ring, so it's like really tiny, but it's just not enough weight for what it's intended for. So, I mean, most of us, if you think about it, most of us are probably, if we're using a kettlebell, we're probably using 8 pounds or higher, at least from my own experience. I don't see a lot of 5-pound kettlebells. So I feel like the 5-pound one is just not as functional. The only thing I could see it for is like, you know, doing a lot of repetitive motion, but at the same time, you might as well be using your body weight at that point. So it's there to look cute in your set of Bala rings, but other than that, I really don't see the point in it, and I would rather just use a light dumbbell at that point. So links for everything will be in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and let me know what reviews you'd like to see or topics you'd like to see in the future. I am a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. I'm also getting my yoga teacher certification. So I wear a lot of belts, and I love to teach about nutrition, fitness, and review different things from time to time. So let me know what you would like to see more of, and I will definitely bring it to the channel. And let me know what your favorite Bala product is, if you have a Bala product, or what you're considering purchasing in the future. All right, thank you so much for joining me, and I will leave a link to one of my Bala reviews at the end of this video so you can watch that and join me there.